The fallen captain is like a leaf beyond rescue. A new text, like a cosmic alarm, warns Bill, stop dawdling, or passengers will turn into zeros on a bill. Though Bill was furious, he could do nothing but reset the countdown, as if restarting a one-off life event. The doctor's examination left Bill stunned. There were no marks on the captain's body, which clearly meant died from an accident, laughing too hard. Most likely cause is poisoning, but the cockpit was sealed, suggesting overeating at the buffet. The co-pilot confirmed they didn't eat the in-flight meal after boarding. Bill's suspicion triggered the co-pilot's anger, as if he had found an opportunity not to drink again, angrily blasting the FAA for sending a drunkard on the mission. Sharp insults, like a cold wind, woke Bill instantly. The co-pilot was the sole superhero for a safe landing. Just to trust unconditionally, Bill took out the captain's gun like a self-defense selfie stick. He instructed the co-pilot to lock the cockpit door, allowing no entry before landing, like a nightclub bouncer. To avoid earth-shattering trouble, Bill kept flattering the captain, like feeding a falling kitten. No one is allowed in before the plane lands. To prevent the situation from getting complicated, Bill called his boss for help, begging the FAA to immediately wire $150 million to the specified account. This can calm the hijacker slightly, add some fresh air. The account demanded was in Bill's name. The boss had to suspect Bill's intentions, like seeing the person behind a fool's mask. He not only rejected Bill's request, but also labeled him a hijacking suspect. Luckily, Julie from the Spirit Seat introduced the programmer, Black, to Bill. Suddenly, Bill thought of a way to find the hijacker like a chant, demanding Black set up a virus program in 7 minutes, like a Superman in the coding world. Once the hijacker gets his virus message, their phone rings, enabling him to track the hijacker like finding a lost toy. To make observation easier, Bill ushered all the business class passengers into economy, but this only caused more panic among the passengers, like sprinkling salt on a wound. Bill promised every passenger a year of free flights for the airline. Easy to say, but it would cost billions. The angry passengers finally calmed down, then Black fixed the virus. Bill ordered everyone to raise hands silently, as if bracing for a game. He then sent out the virus program via text while keeping his gun gripped and patrolling the aisle, like playing a deadly escape. Sure enough, seconds later, a phone ring broke the cabin's silence. Investigation confirmed the sound came from the seated man head just faced, like finding a missing puzzle piece. "Hey, hands behind you, buddy. Give me that phone." The well-dressed man, confused, claimed it wasn't his phone after all. Who would fly with a weird phone? But Bill wasn't interested in his excuses. He forcibly dragged him to the galley. Before he could interrogate, the guy collapsed, foaming at the mouth like the captain. How dramatic. The watch countdown rings again. The suited man isn't the hijacker. The real mastermind sunbathes. 3 fallen in ire. Bill, clueless and doubtful, fled to the restroom alone to relax, but lighting up made him the tissue box foe. He quickly opened the tissue box back and found a hole to the cockpit, accidentally discovering a spy secret passage. Julie, the hijacker, poisoned the captain. This line of thought made Bill piece the truth together, starting to rummage through the trash can, where the truth always hides among surprises. Sure enough, he found 2 discarded straws in the trash. Connecting them fitted perfectly for firing the poison dart, quicker than a prop in a mystery game. Bill hurried back to examine the man's body and found a needle, likely the weapon that killed both the captain and him, as in a detective story. So the last person who went to the bathroom was likely the culprit, but after careful checking, he found the last one was Julie, which left everyone scratching their heads in confusion. He remembered Julie sat beside him after swapping seats with Black. Seems like this coincidence was delicately designed, like a well-laid game. So Bill pulled out the needle and confronted Julie directly. She looked as if she was playing chicken and was quite uneasy. Facing Bill's suspicion, Julie defensively said she had an aortic aneurysm and could kick the bucket anytime. She just wanted a window seat to enjoy the view in her last moments. Looking at the long surgical scar on July's chest, Bill felt a deep wave of guilt. It was definitely a good idea to pour her a glass of fine wine to change the mood. The last clue had completely stopped here, watching Bill frown. Julie reminded him to check the hijacker's phone for clues, a real light bulb moment, but the phone was locked with a password, so it was as useful as a brick in a game, no pro skills at all. So, Julie randomly typed in some numbers for luck, and lo and behold, the hijacker's phone activated its preset program. Clearly, her luck was pretty good. Times Bill instantly sensed a bomb might be on board, called his boss at a lower altitude, like a cashier urging checkouts. Otherwise, the bomb would tear the plane apart due to cabin pressure, but the supervisor now saw him as a terrorist truly baffling. He firmly rejected the suggestion to lower the altitude, just as Bill saw the news about his hijacking plans in the plane's monitor, feeling like the protagonist of a ridiculous. The departure of his wife, a loss of his daughter, and even some of Bill's daily life circumstances all became criminal motives in the media's eyes, resembling a plot twist in life, a true bittersweet comedy. Bill suddenly realized only air marshals could bypass airport security. If he didn't bring the bomb, who did? He rushed into the restroom to open that suitcase, ripping through the sealed drug package, and sure enough, he found an activated time bomb inside. What a horrifying discovery. With 25 minutes left on the countdown, Bill's heart began to settle down, feeling a little. Just as he locked the bathroom to return, the bold cop led a raid on him. What a fuss. Other passengers on the plane, upon seeing the news, tried to subdue Bill, the alleged terrorist, under the bold cop's organization. Bill quickly told everyone he found a bomb on the plane, igniting the spark of hope once again. He explained everything in detail, and after a thorough rundown, everyone began to trust him again. How commendable and moving. Bill took the bomb from the restroom and discussed solutions with everyone, like in a community meeting. The bomb was designed so intricately that any movement on the trigger would make it explode immediately, like a prank by a designer. Plus, flying at 35,000 feet, low pressure prevented tossing bombs out like a sky-high adventure. The only feasible plan now was to place the bomb at the back door of the cabin, piling all the luggage on top, redefining parking lot art in midair.